So most traders think Bitcoin's breakout means safe to enter, but every breakout comes with a hidden cost, risk you don't see until it's too late. Right now, BTC looks strong, but I've seen this setup fail many times before. So ask yourself, what's missing from this move? In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what I'm watching, what matters next, and how smart money really moves in moments like this. So I don't sell indicators or signals because for the last 5 years I have profited using only charts. If you are done chasing noise, subscribe now because this is how you trade with certainty. Let's dive in. So Bitcoin broke above all-time high and already moved 10%. And this move is looking really strong if you look at the candles, but there is something missing here. Let's take a look at what I said in my last Bitcoin update, because that will give us the context we need to analyze this further and to see how high can this go, or are we due for a pullback? Let's take a look. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we complete this wave, then I would like to see a clear support level hit. So currently we are nowhere. 236, yeah, we broke through it. 382, not hit yet, not hit yet, and not hit yet. There is not much support in between. So once the 382 breaks, I'm not looking at the 0.5. We could see a front run of this level, meaning price never hits this 618. So see a little bit of a bounce and then make a C wave down and stopping over here, because everybody's watching this level, hoping it will get there. But often at the end of a massive cycle, we see more front runs. And the reason for that is that price goes up from there and people buy in later, and that is driving another uptrend. So after that, yeah, we can see new all-time highs. So like I said, continuation was my most likely scenario. Let's take a look at the action. Let's take a look at what happened, because once we know that, we can analyze it further. Because what happened is actually really simple. I said in my previous video that at the end of cycles, often there are front runs. Front runs meaning we are not going to hit these low levels. And if that happens, people will buy in later, and that's driving this move. So my update was around here. I expected a little bit of a rise and then another pullback. What happened was a really simple A, B, C correction. I've cleaned it up for you. This is a really simple ABC. This is A, this is B, and this is C. We hit the one-to-one and then continuation. Simple stuff, and I'm really happy with it. Another way to look at it is to see this as a simple bull flag. Simple as that, bull flag, continuation. Meaning rise, bull flag, continuation. We've seen this happen many times on Bitcoin before. Nothing new. But still, there is one thing missing from this move. Do you know what it is? So if you want to stop chasing moves and start understanding, hit like. This is how real clarity looks. So pressure always builds before direction becomes obvious. Most traders ignore that. They trade what's obvious, and obvious is always too late. So let's take a look at where the pain is right now. And the pain is really simple. There were a lot of traders, they shorted all-time high. People like to short all-time highs. They think, well, we are at all-time high, let's short it and let's take it really low. First of all, these shorters have been stopped out by this move. So if they are still shorting this third uptrend, then yeah, they are in pain. So if you short all-time high and don't know what you're doing, yeah, then you are obviously in pain. So they will be down about 10% right now. So that's a lot of pain. But there is a second group nobody talks about that is also in pain. And the second group is really simple. The second group are the people who are still waiting for Bitcoin to do a pullback, waiting to get into their long. They are in pain because they missed their move. They were hoping it was going to go lower, but like I mentioned in my last video, it often does a front run. It even did a front run of the 382. That's really bullish. And those people are still waiting to get in. So what happens? They start to build pressure for themselves. They want to get in. They see this move. They start to experience mental pain because they are not in the move while Bitcoin is going up. Everybody around them is making money and they are left out. So these people often get in trouble because they start buying too late. So ask yourself at this point, would you take a long here right now at this point? And imagine you are in pain because you wanted to buy lower. It didn't happen. You see everybody around you making money and you also want to make more money. Would you take a long ride here? I hope the answer is no, because this for me is a no trade zone. Where would you place your stop loss? Your stop loss would have to be somewhere around here, but that's an 11% stop loss. Of course, you can say, Well, we're going to go to 135. Let's say 1-to-1 risk reward. That's not good. So this is not a place to take a long. Now you have to be patient. Smart money knows this. Smart money knows that Bitcoin is getting a lot of attention in the media right now and that everybody is looking at it, everybody's talking about it, and that creates opportunity to trap a lot of traders. So at this point, you have to be more careful. So the pain doesn't only come from the people who took shorts at all-time high, it also comes from the people who are still not positioned in their trades. So always ask yourself, where is the pain right now? Where would a sudden move hurt the most people? That's where smart money gets interested. So drop a comment if you already know the trap. If not, keep watching. We'll walk you through it step by step. So now we've looked at what happened before. We know where the pain is. Now it's time to look at the execution, the E. And execution isn't guessing. It's the reward for patience. So right now, I'm not asking, will it go up? I'm asking, what needs to happen before I act? If this one condition isn't met, I don't touch the trade. And if you missed trades before, this might be the exact reason why. So let's take a look. The number one concern I have with this breakout has a really simple reason, and it's volume. So let's put this resistance line back on. This was the old all-time high. And here you can see a perfect test, a pullback, and a push through. If you look on the 4-hour, you can see nice volume and a clear breakout. After that, some continuation, so it looks really nice. But if you look on the daily chart, you can clearly see the volume is declining, and that's a warning sign to me. So even from here, even this whole uptrend, the volume is declining. And that's a warning sign for me, because if the volume is dropping and the breakout was pretty fast, it can also drop really fast because there is less volume, there is less liquidity, meaning price can move faster than with a lot of liquidity. And there is another reason why I'm a little bit concerned with this breakout, even though I do believe we can still push higher. And that's this parallel channel. So there's multiple ways you can draw them. So you could say the low is here, the low is here, but for me, I think the low of this channel is here. Reason for that is some clear touches and some clear reactions of this middle. And after it consolidated here for a bit, it clearly broke through. So for me, this is the right channel, meaning this can still be a fake out pushing back towards 80K. This is a realistic scenario. So if this is the correct channel, yeah, there is a possibility that we're still going to see 80K before we head up higher. So you have to be careful with that. Volume is dropping. We are at the top of this resistance. For now, it looks good, but you have to watch this top trend line. If we drop below it and close below it and even backtest this line, then there is a higher probability that we're going to see 80K before we see higher prices. But let's say Bitcoin is going to continue. Where could it go? Where are we going to see the next resistance? So there are a couple of levels for me. One is if we take a trend-based Fibonacci extension and we simply put it on standard and we scroll up. You can see 135, 158, 173, 196, and even 257. But we are not there yet. Another way is to measure this move and put it on negative. I've put it on negative and you can see the golden pocket area over here lining up with this 1-to-1. So that's also around this $135,000 area. So this for me would be a point of interest. If price gets here, I expect a lot of traders to take some profits. If we then scroll up, we can also see this 173 area also lines up. So for me, there's nothing here yet at 150 or 158. For now, it looks like 135 and 173. This is an area, so it's not a precise level. I don't expect these levels to be hit precisely. I expect resistance around this zone and this zone as well. If we then zoom in a little bit more, we can say, well, this was the C wave. So from here, a new impulse wave starts. Then somewhere in here would be a 1, but this is getting pretty messy, so I'm not sure, but let's assume it's this one and then this is 2. You can see that we currently are at the 1618, but this is pretty speculative because I have to dive in deeper. For me, this wave count is still pretty unclear. So most traders plan how to get in, but they never plan how to get out. That's why even wins turn into losses. If you don't have a clear exit before entering, you are gambling. And smart money doesn't gamble. So share this with a trader who enters without a plan. That one habit costs more than any losing setup. So here's the test. Is this real momentum or is this a trap? Because there's always one moment where price hesitates, and how it behaves there shows the true intent. One move makes it obvious, but most won't wait for the confirmation. That's when traps work best, when the logic is almost convincing. So I see 3 logical scenarios. 1, Bitcoin continues up, continues higher, finds resistance at this area around 135,000, or we even push higher towards $173,000. That's scenario 1. And that means we're just gonna continue higher. The second scenario for me would be a pullback, meaning Bitcoin is gonna fake out a lot of people by re-entering this channel, even doing a backtest, and then find support over here at this zone over here, and then pushes higher. This is a logical scenario. It would fake out a lot of traders, but it needs some liquidity to push up higher. And like I said before, there is low liquidity on this move. So this for me would be the second scenario. Also the target's around 135 or 173. The third scenario is the more bearish scenario, meaning this is a trap. So for the trap to play out, I don't like to see this hit first. Because if this hits, yeah, we can do a backtest, but then I don't think it's going to go towards the low of this channel from there. For me, what I would like to see if this is a trap, that we're going to push a little bit sideways here and then take out this high and then push back lower. We backtest this area over here, this top trend line, and then we're gonna break this level. This would be a really, really important level to watch because we can still find support over here, the middle of this channel. But if price loses this middle of the channel, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 80K again, and this would scare a lot of traders. So that will be my third scenario. So if this stuff is helping you to stay patient before you act, hit like, because that one moment of patience can save you months of work. So let's wrap it up. The action tells the story. Pressure sets the trap, and execution like this demands patience. So this is no magic, no signals, just clarity. If this analysis gave you that, subscribe and drop your chart in the comments. I'll pick one for the next breakdown. And make sure to subscribe because there's much more good stuff coming. And as always, think for yourself. Always. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. Any mention of money is about paper money. All setups are paper trades.